conclude our final knowledge session, we shall meet at 7 o'clock at poolside for a barbecue night. Ladies and gentlemen, this night has been specially laid out at the most picturesque and the most recognized landmark of this property, the Sokha Resort and Convention. The pool is very easy to locate, but just to give you a sense of idea, between the two lobbies where we have all checked in for residence, either you're at lobby number 1, which is Taprom, or you are at lobby number 2, which is Banteserai. Between these two lobbies is the spa of the hotel. We shall enter from the spa lobby side, and as you cross that lobby, you would be able to spot a huge pool, and behind it, you would be able to see the unmissable, larger-than-life LED screen which will be lit up. So the pool side will not be difficult to find at all. It's a barbecue night, you know the weather, so come dressed in your relaxed attire for a night of drinks, enjoyment, and some activities. Ladies and gentlemen, one final request. While I can see that a lot of translation headsets are already back on their station, should you wish to continue to use your translation headset till the end of the day, please make sure that when you leave the hall for the day, please deposit your headsets back so that we are ready for the session tomorrow. With this, it's time for me to invite our next speaker onto the stage. After his presentation, our panelists are already set. In fact, Mr. Vasudev Barkur is already online waiting for that panel to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this presentation is by Mr. Tejhash Modh, an experienced business head, trader, and country manager with a demonstrated history of working in food and beverages industry. Mr. Modh is from Arise IIP Limited, and he's skilled in negotiation, strategic planning, business development, supply chain management, and team management. Mr. Modh is a strong finance professional with an MBA, a Master of Business Administration in Marketing and International Trade. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a manual auditory response to Mr. Modh, which is just a fancy way of saying, let's clap.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to WCC 2024 Cambodia. It's one of the future potential for cashew processing, but what I'm going to present now is the current potential, which is Africa. So this is just a summary that currently what are the few challenges which is in Africa and how we as a Arise trying to overcome these challenges and create a complete ecosystem in the Africa which will give us a better potential for the industrialization and cashew processing in Africa. At the moment, one of the major challenges that what is getting exported out of Africa is the raw material in terms of the raw cashew nuts to either India or Vietnam. It means there is less industrialization now, and there is no direct connect between the raw material processing and the end client. By doing the processing at origin, we are just trying to correlate the processing, raw material supply, and the buyer directly. So it's a direct linkage. Second one, when there is a limited processing capacity at the origin, it means loss of carbon footprint is getting generated by the way of sending raw material to the other part of the world, then getting the finished product exported. Now, in Arise, in Benin, we are creating a complete ecosystem where we are installing the CSNL processing plant as well, charcoal conversion, so that it will be a complete ecosystem there. At the moment, in current procurement system, there is a lots of intermediaries are involved. We are trying to reduce the number of channels between the farmer and the processing units and the end client. In Africa, as like any other product, the raw cashew nut is always quite in unorganized structure where farming is happening. We are good by the way of giving a training to the farmers for good agricultural practices, giving a training. We will try to bridge this gap as well. Africa, along with the other challenges, one of the main challenges is the good storage capacity and the transportation facility. as arise, we have tried also to overcome these challenges by way of creating a good infrastructures and storage capacities. So this is our current setup, what is there in Benin, where we have the 10 warehouses where we can store around 150,000 tons of raw cashew nuts, 5 processing units which are having the total capacity of processing 100,000 tons in a year in multiple shifts. We have the drying yards to ensure good quality raw material for the processing. Way forward, we may go for the downstream of a business. For that, we have already reserved 2 units. In order to build the complete ecosystem, we have set up the packaging units for the pouches, cartons, and the tins as well in zone. What is our way forward? What we look at to do the further industrialization and the cashew transformation in Africa? We look at the potential of Ivory Coast up to the tune of 500,000 tons cashew processing in Ivory Coast. Benin, we are already doing 100,000 ton. Nigeria, maybe by 27, we will go 100,000 tons processing in Nigeria as well. And we are in active talk with the Tanzania government to put up the 100,000 ton cashew processing plant in Tanzania as well. This is just a presentation which says like why we should prefer the cargo which is processed at origin as compared to the other secondary processing centers like India and Vietnam. Simply the moment when you export, because of the low yield ratio from raw cashew to the finished goods, you are exporting 5 containers of raw cashew nuts to the processing hub right now, which is India and Vietnam. And then 1 container get export back to the either Europe, USA, Middle East. So this just shows that in order to reduce the carbon footprint, this is the one of the way in which we can have a better supply chain management with the less carbon emissions. At the moment, in order to bring more transparency and the sustainable approach for the cashew processing, we are already in the process of implementing the project, and some of the projects are already implemented, where we are trying to link small farmers to the collection center to the processing, and the processing to the client. Throughout the process, we will ensure that each and every trace of a documents are available, have the complete transparency system. For that reason, we did third-party certification collaboration. We are going ahead with our project with Rainforest Alliance, which is already in progress and getting implemented. MOU has been signed. Organic has been taken care in terms of the farmer certification, but the processing yet to be done, which will start very soon. We have our own internal standard of the sustainability and the traceability, which will get implemented. Environment and safety aspect is something where we never compromise. So all our facilities are very well certified, and digitization, where we are going to map each and every farmer from whom we are going to buy the raw materials in our system. So this is just kind of a critical upstream where we are trying to put more emphasis. We are developing more and more collection center in Benin so that we can directly procure from the farm gate level through the local Beninese team support. We are trying to develop the model farm where we will emphasis on the using the suitable materials so that it can more leads to the better crop, better yield. In order to have the quality inputs, we are already in tie with the various organic fertilizer company who will be able to give this biostimulants and the organic stimulants to grow the crop. We have started a call center in Benin where farmer can call us and get the guidance about the how to increase the yield, what are the better storage practices, and where they can approach for the supplying us the raw material. These are just some pictorial presentations in which what kind of activities we are taking care on the field. We have our own internal farmer mapping system, which is known as Office Arise Farmer Information System. We already have a successfully mapped data of more than 28,000 farmer acreage, and we are more and more increasing. So this project got started in July 22, and we are aiming to map more than 200,000 farmer, which includes soybean as well as cashew nuts, up to the tune of a 200,000 farmers by end of the year 26. Okay. In order to one of the major challenges which is being faced in Africa is for the handling the second pooling process. So in order to overcome this process, we have established a remote pilling center where majority of the human manpower is being positioned near to their home so that they don't have to travel too much, come to the main processing hub, which is maybe 35 to 40 kilometers away from their home. They can work nearby their home, give more time to their family rather than getting transportation coming to the zone and working there. So this is just a kind of a summary in which more than 1,000 women are working at our peeling center, getting it trained and getting the job near their house. This is a complete snapshot in which we try to map each and every activity starting from the procurement from the farmer till the goods reaches to the end client. All aspects related to the sustainability, traceability, health, safety aspects of each and every worker as well the stakeholder is getting covered. All necessary certifications are already in place, and sustainability program is already running successfully on the ground. So certificate may be available in another year from this crop onward. Way forward, as mentioned earlier, we are going to expand our production capacity in various countries like Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Tanzania. Carbon project, we are already initiating the CSNL processing plant in Benin from April 24, having the total capacity of 2,000 ton shell processing a month. Rainforest Alliance in the organic certification, which will already be initiated on the ground. So by this year it will be for 5,000 tons of raw cashew nuts, and by year 25 it will be 40,000 tons of raw cashew nuts. Job creation which is something which is very evitable when we do the processing at the origin. So more than 3,000 workers are already working in our facilities in Benin, and subsequently it's a normal calculation what we do, that when you process a one bag of the 80 kg, normally you generate 1.5 employment. So that is something, job which is going to get created in Africa when we do the cashew processing. And finally, we have been awarded as a Ritters Award for the Responsible Business Award 2023, which is the achievement, and we look forward as a Thank you. We look forward as one of the great potential platform of Africa doing the complete industrialization transformation with the support of all of you. Thanks a lot, and if any query or question, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Any questions? All right. Thank you, Tejas sir. I request you to please stand in the middle of the stage, sir. I already have Mr. Robert Ho walking up from Red River Productions. A huge round of applause as he presents a memento to Mr. Tejas Moore. Let's have the memento on the stage, please. Ladies and gentlemen, while we bring up this memento, I see a bigger sizable gathering in the house now. Two quick reminders. One, as in when you exit the hall, we are now commencing the last panel of the day. Remember to kindly leave your headsets on the same table where you picked them up from. A round of applause. Thank you, Ms. Tejas Moore, and a big thank you to Mr. Robert for doing the honors. Thank you.